Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special episode, I guess. We haven't done something like this before. I'm joined by the incomparable. Yeah, this side. I was right the first time. I killed Earl. One of these days, I'll figure out which side is which.
Right.
Yeah,
I
this
don't. I
this
flip
should
it.
be
I
really
flip it
fun.
so that it's always on the right. Yeah. So
hmm
I can use the proper.
Do a little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, how are you this morning, afternoon, whatever time it happens to be?
It still feels like morning. Yeah. Good. I'm
Mm.
good. Just got out of the shower, so I'm a little hot and damp. We'll try to stick makeup onto this moist face. I hate that word.
Yeah. I get you. I did my shower about an hour ago, and I've been playing with my little laser gizmo for a while I watched
Ooh.
Brentley on Punk
Which one?
Apostate
Which one
wrap
is
up.
that? Does it work?
I think it does. It's called Alexi,
Okay.
from Spa Sciences.
hmm
It's not anywhere close to the best on the market, but
hmm
I'm poor, so we do what we can.
Well, and those things are crazy expensive. I've gotten laser hair removal done twice now. It just they say it lasts forever. They lie. They
It's
definitely
it
lie. It
it
lasts for a
depends
good number of
on a lot of
years, but
different factors.
yeah, it. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got like the perfect sort of situation because I'm really pale and I have really dark hair, um, but it's still like you get reactivated little follicles that'll sort of pop up, here and there, and so it you have to do it every like 8 to 10 years and just go back and get a couple little guys zapped and then you're all good for another 8 years. But yeah, I was wondering
I
because I don't want to
mean,
have to go through all that again, so I was wondering how that one worked.
yeah, the only one that's truly permanent is electrolysis, where they actually kill the follicle, but
Right, that's
they
that's what I'm
have to
talking
do
about.
it one
hmm
at a time.
Uh-huh. and and it hurts. It's like having a rubber band like every time, like right across. Oh, it makes this awful noise. It smells terrible. It's not a pleasant experience.
Adventures.
Adventures. Yep. Beauty is pain.
It can be. Although my youngest thinks I'm weird because I'm, so all about all the things.
hmm
And I tried to explain it this way. Owen Morgan, who's a former Jehovah's Witness, Telltale
hmm
for anybody who's not
Yes.
familiar with his real name, he's all about Christmas.
hmm
Not because he's Christian, but because as a Jehovah's Witness, he wasn't allowed to do any Christian
Right.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, now I can, so I'm
I can do all
gonna.
the things.
It's kind of the same with me. I'm like doing
hmm
all the things all at the same time because it's the first chance I've ever had, you know?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I get to play with all the stuff. Oh yeah.
hmm
I remember my first makeup compact. I still remember it like it was yesterday. My mother gave it to me for I was it was for a dance recital, and she had just one of these like big plastic, and it had the little sample sizes of all the things, and I thought it was just the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life, and got to put on lipstick and all this other stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't deny that joy to anybody.
Yeah. It's 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 incredible because there's so much that, like, I understand why some people find it intimidating,
Oh yeah.
but after years and years of playing in the arts, digital art and painting and
hmm
straight up out of camera photography and such, to me, it's all colors, it's all blending, it's all
hmm
lights and shadows, and I'm like, I understand the principles behind this. It's a
Yeah.
matter of how to do it, you know?
hmm I even I grabbed a color corrector just to show because that the colors and like um, how you correct for redness or under the eyes or whatever, like it's all this color wheel
Mhm.
stuff, and yeah, you have to know all kinds of things, what tones, what your skin tone is, to if you show up more goldish or more cool toned. Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
Absolutely. And you touch on a great starting point because most people, whether you're trans or cis, are gonna want to know about color correctors before you start anything else.
For
Because
beards and yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
because like I have nothing on right now. We're both starting fresh, and you can
Yep.
see I've got a kind of a bluish shadow around
Hmm.
my mouth, and
Hmm.
to a lesser extent along my jaw.
Hmm.
And so what we do is, before anything else, is we do color correctors. And
Hmm.
what that is basically, if you look at a color wheel, the opposite color across the wheel. In my case, it's slightly bluish, so this pinkish shade does wonderfully. But everybody's skin and hair colors are different. So you want to like really carefully evaluate what color you have. Alice in Wonder One and the Kiwi trans girl actually has a chart on her trans
Oh,
makeup tutorial video. Super useful. And that way, that's how I found the color. It shortcutted for me
yeah,
because I didn't have to try every single thing. But a lot
that's
of people
great.
have like a discoloration under their eyes. I've got a little bit going on right now
That's
because I haven't been getting
that's what
enough
my
sleep.
yeah, that's what my
Yeah,
green's for.
yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
So it's good stuff. And
Hmm.
so I'll get started with that since I got to make this nonsense go away.
Okay.
And yeah,
I'll
what I do with
I'll
that
work
is,
on these.
yeah, I just take my finger and I dab a little bit of the powder and then put it in the discolored area, and then
Hmm.
just spread it around and try to make it even. It's not super easy to do when you're looking at a camera. I mean, there's a tiny little. No, this one
I,
doesn't have a mirror.
I
I have to
hung a
use
mirror up here,
a big
so
mirror. Yeah.
hopefully I can do hopefully I can do this.
But yeah, finding the color to make the discoloration go away is the tricky part. Um,
Hmm.
Again, Alice has a chart, or if you just Google a color wheel, and if you can identify what your discoloration is, you just the opposite color will do the trick. And it looks a little bit weird, but once you
Yeah.
get the
It looks
foundation
scary.
on,
It looks scary
it the whole
when you
thing
first do it.
vanishes,
Hmm.
and it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Start out light with color corrector and build. You can always add more. It's really hard to remove.
Yep. I mean, that's another good tip for starting out with anything, is always have makeup wipes handy, like right
Hmm.
by
Yeah.
you.
Good.
But if you have to use the wipes, you may end up wiping off everything you've done in that area and have to just
Hmm.
rebuild. So better
Yep.
to be careful and start small and
Start
build up
slow.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't have a proper color corrector for my eye bag, so I'm just going to use concealer for that when we get to that step.
Yeah. I've got that too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Yeet.
So, concealer. Well,
Let's
did you want to do foundation? Because you technically
Yeah.
do foundation and then do concealer after that.
Yep, that's usually what I do first is a foundation after the color corrector, and and then add goodies on top of that. But I'm the novice here, so that's you know,
I'm working with what you're used to, so um
yeah. So
I
I've got
can
this liquid stuff. It comes highly recommended. I don't know that brand really matters, but for anyone who cares, this is by Wet and Wild. And
and I've got if you want to go a little fancier, I've got Dermablend. I don't know if you can. It's great for people that break out easily. Um, it's made by dermatologists, and before I went on Accutane. They don't call it Accutane anymore, but um, same shit. Because all of a sudden I turned like 34 and had acne and wrinkles, and life just isn't fair. And so after
that's rude.
it's so rude, so rude. So instead of I fought that for a number of years, and then finally last year went and got on Accutane. But before that, I had scars all over my face, and so I needed something that was heavier and Dermablend. Dermablend can cover tattoos. There's several different formulas, but it is thick. All right.
Now, you know, sane people use sponges for this, but I'm using my finger because I forgot to wet my sponges before we got started.
Oh, you
And
can use
I
them
learned
dry.
how to do it with my finger first, and it works okay.
Yeah. I also brought a foundation brush. I don't know if you've seen one of these before.
I have some brushes, but I don't know what their names are or what they're for. Let's see. I don't
Foundation
think
brushes
I
are
have
always
one
flat
quite
because
like that.
yeah, foundation brushes are always flat like that. I just
Yeah,
washed
I
all my
don't have one
brushes so
quite like
nobody
that.
can say that I'm nasty. They were looking a little rough.
Yeah, this is actually a little bit different because most of the tutorials that I've seen are, you know, fully edited videos. So they like, okay, now I'm gonna do the foundation, and then and it's done,
Yeah,
you know. And
and
we're over here
the
doing it
magic
in
of
real time. Hmm.
yep, the magic of video editing.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm missing spots. Good one job, Ember. The way my makeup case is set up is the mirror is pointing slightly away, so I can't actually see. So I'm using my camera, and that's suboptimal.
I hung a
I
mirror
could
like
use a
kind
little
of where my
camera.
camera is so that I at least can see what my face is doing. All
Eh,
right. Where'd I put? Okay.
not awful. I think the first time I tried, I did a lot worse.
And doing it with your hands is depending on the formula can just always wash your hands first. Can be beneficial because it heats the foundation, and so it blends better into your skin. And you don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't. I use these dry. I don't ever wet them because they end up in the
Mm.
core. The cores get mildewy and gross if you wet them all the time.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's
Again, I know virtually nothing, but
yeah.
one of the tips I picked up somewhere is wet them first, otherwise they will suck up more makeup than ends up on your face in order to be wet. But you do
I've
have to
never
wash
had.
them and then really thoroughly dry them after.
Yeah, I've never had that problem with them like sucking up too much stuff. And I used to put on like a whole face full of makeup. But the one because the sponges also you can buy them in different densities. So if you buy the ones that are a little more dense, meaning they're not as porous, they won't suck up so much stuff, and then you can use them dry.
Mm. We have a question. Threat
Yeah,
Insanity asks, well, says you should apply primer before foundation, and then the
this is
no
true.
makes it a question.
I meant to say that I already applied primer and moisturizer before I got here, and I am not by any stretch a makeup artist. This is just what I do for fun. But yes, I did apply a primer before we got started. Do you know about primers?
Okay. I have no idea.
Okay. So a primer, they have several different formulas, and you can get them in like just a primer or a primer and moisturizer, which is what I prefer. One less step. But it helps to kind of smooth your pores, and it lays it's like having a nice base for your foundation so that the oils from your face don't interact with the makeup and cause it to peel away from your face, essentially. Especially when you do thicker makeup, you'll notice throughout the day it'll start to crack, like around your mouth and around your eyes, around your nose. And so primer keeps all of that kind of, it sticks it all together so that you're not flaking off during the day. A setting spray afterwards also helps with that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a thing I definitely should look into then because
Yeah. For
oh boy.
you, I would get I would get a primer. Like the primers are gonna they're kind of weird. They're gonna feel real sticky. But the heavier the makeup that you're gonna wear, the tackier the primer you need.
Like
So it'll
a putty kind of thing?
uh-huh. Yeah. It some of them are almost like a gel. Like it's almost like KY. um,
Ooh.
and you let it sit for a few minutes and fuss with your hair or do whatever and then apply your makeup, but you wait for it to get kind of tacky and then the foundation and concealer and all that kind of stuff will to your skin.
Oh, cool.
I think it's Elf. Is it Elf? I think it's Elf. Makes a really good inexpensive primer that's like it's a cult favorite. It's the primer putty, I think is what it's called, and it's inexpensive, but I know that like every makeup artist has that in their box.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to add that to my list because I have some putty, but it's blush putty. I haven't actually played with that yet.
Oh, a cream blush. Those those scare me. I've never successfully figured out how to apply cream blush. The times that I've tried it just ends up
Yeah.
looking very very clownish. All right.
Yeah, well there's always new horizons for everyone. And that's another one of the cool things about makeup is you can find all kinds of interesting things just by experimenting and trying new things out and see what works for you
Mhm.
because everybody's skin is different, everybody's facial structure is different. So
Absolutely.
sometimes you'll find cool combinations that you can pull off that none of your friends can do.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
All
And
right, so
you're
now we're doing the concealer bit.
yep.
All
So what
right,
now?
for
These
this
these
one,
bags gotta go.
I actually have Elf for this part.
Okay.
Their camo concealer,
Yeah,
which
that's
not
good stuff.
only conceals, but it gives a slight highlighting effect,
Yeah, that's
which
what I've
is
got.
nice because it's around my eyes that I mostly need it because of those big old bags.
I've got Kat Von D. I got it in my I get Ipsy. They give you samples of stuff and actually full sizes of things and I think it's like $30 a month or something and you get all kinds of fun goodies to play with. So I've got a bunch of weird stuff like this mascara like I've never used before, but it's like shit, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, bonus presents are nice. And
Yeah, exactly.
y- y'all can see what we're doing right now is applying the stuff. You only need a little bit, and then we're blending. And I'm using my finger again. And what is it that you're using?
I'm just going back with my puff or my I use the same thing for all of it.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do by even if you screw up a color at some point, if you blend it enough. And this
Mm-hmm.
is the thing that I learned from doing Photoshop, that I'm just applying to makeup, is it's the Bob Ross thing, right? If you make a splurt, you just turn it
Uh-huh.
into a happy little
A
tree.
happy little tree.
It's the
Exactly.
same thing, like and anything you do, if you blend it enough, it'll either go away or it can be turned into an accentuation of something or
Mm-hmm.
any number of things. I
Mm-hmm.
probably should have used a little bit more concealer because I've still got some luggage issues going on, but
Go
for
for it.
demo purposes, we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And I like to use a concealer that's slightly lighter than my natural skin tone. Not too light, or you end up with the raccoon eyes like Trump
Mm.
does. But then I take that and kind of use it like a highlighter and pull it up here so that if you've got any little baby hairs that are kind of sticking around your brow line, it kind of hides those and adds sort of a highlight effect right underneath your eyebrows.
Yeah, yeah, that's another important thing to mention from the trans side of things is um, around the eyes always look to lighten the colors,
Mhm.
but not too much. If your color corrector's too dark, you can mix it with some concealer, or if your concealer's too light, you can mix it with your color corrector to create a tone that works with your skin tone. But it's really, really important for AMAB people in particular to not let the eyes get too dark because that big old brow ridge creates a lot of shadow.
Mhm.
It's easy for your eyeballs to just vanish.
Right. Oh, there we go. All right.
Yeah.
Powder. So I use again Derma Blend. This is the fun, really messy part. But to set everything, now I don't do a full baking, but depending on how thick your makeup is, like for you, especially around the jawline, I would bake. Um, but you essentially take this stuff and just go ham.
Yeah, yeah. That's a at first I took like just a brush and like poof 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 and called it good, and I was so fucking shiny and it drove me crazy and I couldn't
Uh
figure
huh.
out why. And then another trans girl named Victoria Rose told me well, she made a video that I happened to watch, that it tends to you need to apply more of it. Like,
Hmm.
what I'm doing is I have a solid powder. You can also use loose powder, and putting it on a sponge, and then you press and roll it in,
Hmm.
and you can see it makes a big old poof. But then you blend it,
Yep.
and the key is to get it smooth pretty much everywhere, so you don't have any hot spots that
Yep.
glow like the frickin' sun or cold, well, cold spots.
Right.
Yeah,
So when
but
I
it's
say
it's especially
baking,
important.
yeah. So Derma Blend is just by far best on the market for setting powder because it's meant to set the the. This actually sets the product. So when you get any foundation or whatever, and you can get the thickest stuff that you can find, this is what actually keeps it on your face. So if you skip this step, you're just, especially in the summertime, it's just going to melt right off.
Oh, that's good to know because I haven't gotten
Uh-huh.
to a summer yet,
Yeah.
and that would be most unfortunate.
Yep. It will
'Cause
it will melt your face right off. So this is worth splurging for. I think I want to say it's like 25. Lasts a lot longer than you would think it would. But it comes with a poof with it.
hmm.
And you just like, I usually take it and just like knock the shit out of it, and then it'll come kind of loaded. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but it and then you just press it on, so you look completely ridiculous, but it
Yeah,
won't
with
move.
this, it's better to use too much than too little.
Exactly. Yeah. You'll look ridiculous, but we don't keep it this way. You'll look like you fell into a flour bag. Um, and the baking part, which is why they call it baking, because it looks like you fell into a flour bag. Um, but it bakes it onto your skin, and you want to leave it on for just a couple of minutes, man, while creating a big old damn mess. Um,
That's what we do here.
that's what we do. Beauty's pain. Um, and then you take a big, large brush and just dust the rest off.
Big, large brushes, those I have. Where's it?
Yeah,
Okay,
the
make sure
biggest
I'm
fluffiest
using.
one that you got.
That was my second fluffiest. This one I have set aside for blush specifically. I'm told that's a wise idea because otherwise you end up with unexpected blush in
Yeah,
weird places.
I have one that it's pink on the end, so I know like it was made this way. It's not this is clean. But that way I know like this is my colorful fancy one, so that I don't mix them up. Because yeah, that would be tragic if you know go to take it all off and you got blush all over the place. All right.
Yep. But yeah, it's really good to know about the melting thing because I was just trying to like diminish my shininess. I'm like, I'm too
Uh-huh.
damn shiny. What the hell?
Right. Yeah, baking for you is going to be clutch. Like it's that's going to be the part that will make or break your face throughout the day. It'll make it last for you know 12 hours so that you don't get the cracking and in the I don't know how your skin is with like oiliness or whatever, but it'll keep that from also sliding off because there's
Mm.
nothing worse than you know having a full beautiful face and you get out in North Carolina heat and you're just I'm melting. Look like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
And
Nobody needs that.
no, um, with all that baking, you end up with a bunch of powder in your eyebrows. So then when you go to put your eyebrows on, um, it ends up fucking up your spoolie because you get powder all up in your spoolie, and so then it thickens your the gel for your eyebrows. So just a tip: knock some of the powder out of your eyebrows before you do that, and it'll make this last longer.
Mm. Yeah. Eyebrows can be a little bit tricky. My camera probably doesn't show it because we're going through StreamYard and out into the world, but
Right.
that's another thing that it's probably generally applicable, but is especially important for AMAB people is eyebrows. Like you don't have to make pencil thin eyebrows, but you should do something with your eyebrows to kind of open up the space around your eye a bit. And
Mm-hmm.
in my case, the hairs on the ends are much more blonde, so it almost looks like my eyebrows end here. And
Mm-hmm.
so, eyebrow pencil.
Yes. I have a lot of scarring through my eyebrows, so I've got lots of little weird holes. But eyebrows are super important. They really frame your face. Can really
Yeah,
change the
they
whole look of your face with just a little bit of just filling in the color a little bit.
yeah, because so much of our expression is through eyebrows. And
Exactly. Like that's a whole conversation.
mhm. But the good news is that with this kind of thing, a little goes a long way. You only have to draw in. You're not even really like drawing hairs. You're adding color to the lighter colored hairs that are there.
Hmm.
It's almost like mascara for your eyebrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes they actually call it eyebrow mascara.
I got to retrim. I'm I've got some eyebrow stubble going on. But yeah, just
I'm
just a little bit, and you can see from just moments ago, my eyebrows are now much longer,
mhm.
seemingly.
And to know where your arch is, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you take let's see, take a pencil and you go from here to the corner of your eye. That's where your eyebrow is supposed to stop. You go here to
Hmm.
your nose. That's where it's supposed to start. And then your arch is if you're looking straight forward, where the color of your eye and the white of your eye, so that there is supposed to be where the arch goes. So don't nobody go and do the 90s like pencil thin eyebrow thing. That'll show you like where everybody's supposed to live.
It's good to know. I was just, winging it, like following where my eyebrows already went.
Mm-hmm. When you start plucking them, it's easy to get a little excited and pluck one too many hairs. So just doing
Mm-hmm.
that just kind of gives yourself just a little guide so that you don't pluck one, step back, see what it looks like, pluck another, step back, see what it looks like. So it goes slow.
Yeah, I got one of these little. It's a special. It's an electric shaver kind of thing,
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
I've got one of
specially
those.
for eyebrows, and it's got a little
Hmm.
light on it.
Yeah.
And I went through and I just pushed my eyebrows up just a couple of millimeters,
Hmm.
but that left me with nothing but blonde hairs on the ends, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh no. Yeah. All right. So, let's see. I'm gonna do blush, and then I can do eyes.
Blushiness. Okay. So for blush, there's lots of different things you can do. The one that I've been using for shows is this Revolution Duo Blush Highlighter thing.
Oh yeah.
Sidney Davis Jr. said that worked really well for me, so I've kind of been just going with it. But do be encouraged to try different things. Now, here's an area where the structure of your face makes a difference because blush isn't just adding color to your face, it's also adding some definition. Like where
Exactly.
you put it can create the impression of a shadow because of the darker color.
Hmm.
So if you are a AMAB person, especially, but depending on your bone structure, it could apply to anybody. You want to be careful not to overdo it because it can be so easily overdone. And it's
Hmm.
audience matters. Like in person is different from on camera. The
For
camera,
sure.
you need a lot more blush than you might think. In
Hmm.
person, you need a lot less blush than you might think.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I just do a little dab and then go to like the center of the cheek
Hmm.
and swirl it around a little and
Yep.
then do
You
the
want to
same
you
on the
want
other
to take
side.
it right at the bone here, and then lift it up. So up towards your hairline. You don't want it to be like a line, but that's where light hits your face. So
Hmm.
so that it looks a little more natural. And then contour.
Yes, the contour, that's an entirely new thing for me.
That's a whole yeah. It's makeup kryptonite because it can go so well and it can go so wrong. I personally do not use contour unless I'm on camera, um, because in the real world it can, if you don't do it perfectly, it can look like you've got mud on your face. Um, so it takes a lot of practice, um, but on camera it's almost like necessary. But so where you just put your blush here, right where the hollows of your cheeks are.
Hmm?
So you want to put it on here, and then
Now,
up.
in my case, I've got a double-ended stick. I'm not sure if that's
I've
normal
got a
or what.
single ended. You might have.
Okay.
Is it a highlighter contour combo?
I don't
Yes.
know if that means anything to you.
Yes.
It was
That's it.
literally the only contouring stick I could find at the store yesterday.
Yeah.
Should I be aiming at like the darker shade or the lighter shade
The
or
darker. Yeah. The other end is a highlighter, which actually goes above your blush. So it goes right on here. So
aha.
you're essentially gonna make three lines. Some people do it around their hairline. I've got itty bitty little baby hairs that does all the work for me. So I don't do that, but some people do a little bit of definition around here. I don't think that's necessary.
Trying to be careful with it so I don't accidentally overdo.
Yeah, it's really easy to. And then the other spot that it needs to go is right
Mark's
here.
accusing us of diabolic rights or something.
So if you're a
Goodness.
vain bitch like I am and want to look super skinny and chiseled.
Oh, I see. You're accentuating jawline stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
actually, I'm really glad you did that because one of the big issues I had with getting rid of my beard was that was how I was faking having a jawline.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
I'm probably going way too light, but again, I'd rather underdo it than overdo it this first time playing with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Pretty neat. Also, I did not blend nearly well enough on this side. I have to do it with my eyes closed because the camera keeps making me want to do everything upside down and backwards.
You can flip your camera. You can mirror it so that your
It makes
arms
it
and stuff
worse.
are. Does it? Oh.
I just close my eyes and go by feel because my proprioception tells me where my face parts are.
Right.
Oh goodness. All right. I think that's not awful. Oh no, that's kind of awful. I need to blend that a lot better.
Yeah, I'm blend that a little bit more.
Versus downside of these wired headphones is the wires actually do get in the way when you're doing stuff to your face.
Oh, I hope my mic is okay.
Yeah, you sound all right to me, and nobody in the chat has said, oh, we can't hear Earl. On the other hand, they tend to be overly polite. Like they never tell me when my mic is like 10 times louder than everyone
Oh,
else's. And then I'll listen to the playback and I'm like, "Oh, damn it, Ember, my ears."
shit.
No, oh, I think the line is like regenerating. I'm just pull this one out so I can. I went over it twice now, and every time I look back, there's a solid line again. It's so rude.
Yeah, I am the this is I love this stuff. It's um Anastasia Beverly Hills, little on the pricey side. Um, but it comes in a color that actually, because I told you mine needs to look like corpse makeup. See how gray this is?
Hmm.
Because I'm so pale and I'm so cool toned.
Yeah,
It,
I
it
feel
really,
that. I thought I should just do
really.
vampire makeup and be just white and a little couple of streaks of blood or something, and we're good, you know.
My very favorite, and I'm probably gonna get canceled for this, but my very favorite makeup palette is Jeffree Star's Cremated, and it's all grays and blacks and whites and like
Hmm.
slate blues and stuff. It's gorgeous if you want to do a smoky eye or whatever. But it always reminds me of Night of the Living Dead. It's all got deathly like all the color names are all death and bone and
I
tombstone
can
and
dig it.
shit like that. Yeah, it's cool. Jeffree Star's an asshole, but he makes some great makeup. I have his highlighter here. He makes the best highlighter, which is the last step. So the other end of that little stick doohickey that you've got.
Mhm.
So you've got your line here, you've got your blush here, right here, just above your eye, and that's all that you need.
Just a little bit.
Just a teeny weeny bit. This shit goes a long way.
And this
And
is
if
the
you,
same thing as the color theory with the shadows. Is if you add lighter spots, then
mhm,
it also seems to accentuate the cheekbones, creating a more elevated shape, which also helps deepen the shadowy parts without actually adding more dark to it.
exactly. And this is also great for your cleavage. Helps to I like to put it like on my collarbones because it's especially in the evening it's really pretty.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm a
Kind of
ways
makes
away from having to worry
it
about
kind of
cleavage.
it kind of well, when you get there. But
Hmm,
see,
hmm.
like in the camera, it sort of makes them pop.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Collarbones
love
are
I love collarbones.
I don't know what the deal is, but like they
Sexiest part of a
definitely,
person.
yeah, they add a lot to I don't know. I don't know why or how, but yeah, they've got a
You
thing to
can
them.
I
Maybe
like
an anatomist can
man
tell us.
calves and collarbones. I'm a weird woman. I don't think man legs get enough attention.
You're probably right. I don't know. I've only heard a few people comment about calves and things, and one of them was a character in the How I Met Your Mother TV show.
Yeah, most people talk about big shoulders and biceps and pectoral muscles, and I'm like calves.
I mean, everybody's got their flavors.
Got their flavor.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're on to eyeballs now.
Sure. Everybody's got eyeballs. Well,
Everybody's got eyeballs.
everybody who watches videos usually has eyeballs.
Right. Right. Hopefully two, sometimes one. Um,
If you have two eyeballs, you have an above average number of eyeballs. You're an exceptional person.
you're doing well in life. Yay. Um, okay, so I tend to do my mascara first. Now, I've seen it done all kinds of ways from all kinds of people. Some do like their eyeliner first and then their eyeshadow and then they put on their mascara afterwards. I can't do that because my eyelashes are all kinds of weird. They don't go in the right directions. So I curl them and then when I brush through them with the mascara, I end up getting mascara like right here, which is
Mm.
what my Q-tips are for because I'm going to have to clean up right there. So I do it first before my eyeshadow and stuff so that I don't screw up my eyeshadow because otherwise I will have done, you know, a whole like glam look and then I go to put on mascara and I fuck it all up and then the cussing
Mm.
ensues and so I just skip that
It
step.
seems wise because it does even if you scrape off the excess before you get started.
Oh, don't do that. Nope. Stop. No.
Oh,
Nope. Do not don't scrapey. So mascara is very temperamental shit. And you want to fuss with it as little as humanly possible because as soon as you open this thing and expose it to air, you're on a ticking timer. So the less that you
Oh.
fuck with it, like you don't pump it, people, they want to like do like this with it. Don't do that. Don't put
Hmm.
more air in there. Don't scrape it off. Just you want to have it, a full spoolie with the stuff. Because you're gonna set it like into your eyelashes and then wiggle all the way. You're gonna need a full spoolie for each eye. Um, so you don't scrape it off, and do not touch it with don't put anything in here. Don't touch it with anything, because it's going right next to your eyeball, and the last thing you want is pink eye. So there
For
is
sure,
my
for sure.
the more you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the that's I'd gotten a bad tip on that one. One of the tutorials I watched, they suggested that you scrape it first to minimize the amount of spots that it flings out while you're doing your lashes.
It won't help. And
Okay.
making it super thin like that, it just makes it flake. So you just end up screwing up the mascara that's already in, that's in here. So it makes it last less long, before it starts getting cakey and gross. So you've only got about 6 months with mascara before you have to pitch it. Um, and especially with baking and stuff, because the other thing is to try to get some of the powder out of your eyelashes. It'll help your mascara go a little bit longer, because you won't get your spoolie all full of powder, every time that you go to use it. So but yeah, no scrapey scrapey. Just in and out. That's all. I'm weird. I'm weird. I'm weird about mascara. I've had
Oh,
too
it's all
many
good. It's
I've had too many eye things happen that it just frightens me. Okay, this is going to be
yeah,
fun.
yeah, it's fair. And it is one of the more important steps because I've heard a number of people say that you can you can go out of the house with like just mascara and a little bit of concealer on trouble areas and still
And
feel
look
okay.
presentable to the world. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was on a deserted island and could only have three things in my makeup bag, mascara would be one of them, followed by concealer, and then I use Lancome uh, powder foundation normally. I normally don't. I sometimes use this for, like, if I'm having a particularly funky skin day, but I like powder foundation a little bit better. But yeah, those would be my three things, definitely. Ow.
Cool, cool. Yeah, you got to be careful with those critters.
Right.
I
Oh
I have one
God,
of
no.
those too, but it's in the medicine cabinet in the bathroom. I'm I'm just gonna, wing it for today. But that is a useful thing. Like you were saying, your eyelashes kind of go every which way. Mine
Hmm.
on this eye, they go down, and so I
Yeah.
have to force them up before I
Hmm.
can do the thing.
I I'm a weird little mutant, and I sleep on the couch. I have for years. My bedroom's got bad juju in it. It's a long story. Um, but so I sleep on the same side all the time, and I had to get a pillow that has a little ear hole in it, because I was smushing my piercings into my into my ear and fucking my ear up. But then it was also fucking up my eyelashes, and making them grow all crooked because my face was all smushed. And
Mhm.
so now I've finally got my situation a little bit better, and my eyelashes are actually growing the way that they're supposed to grow. But yeah, it'll how you sleep will change how your eyelashes grow. The more you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, do you start in any particular place? I've heard a whole bunch of different advices
I
on
just
how to proceed.
I just start in the middle. If your wand is curved like this, start with the curved end towards you, as opposed to the curved end going with your eyelashes. Do it the opposite way, because then you don't end up with it all on your face quite as bad. And then you stick it way down in there and then wiggle it up. That's what she said.
Giggity giggity.
My eyelashes are so blonde. It's ridiculous. I look naked when I don't have mascara on.
It's kind of astonishing the difference it can make too. Like my kids tell me that my upper eyelashes are already so long and so dark that I don't really need it. I put it on them anyway though, so that they match when I make my lower lashes darker, and that
Mm-hmm.
really frames the eyeball,
Yep.
is having the
Sure.
lower lashes be visible as well.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you can avoid getting clumps in it like I just did. Ay ay ay. I don't
Did
know
you
if it
get your Q-tip?
shows. Yes. There's a couple of dot. Whoa, I'm making fun reflections. That's interesting. But there's a couple of dots underneath my eyeball. It probably doesn't even show on camera, but they're there, and I will deal with them presently. But first, we got to play with the other side. Now, handedness is a bit of an issue sometimes because I really should be doing this left-handed so it goes in properly, but I'm not left-handed. Also, this may or may not be true for some people, but sometimes looking a little bit downward can help reduce the amount of blinks that happen when you put stuff near your eyeball. It may be worth trying. It may not work for you, but if you can reduce those blinks, that is a big help.
Or do what my mother does. She blinks into the mascara. She'll like
I,
she'll
I've heard
she'll
some
put it
people
in
say
here
that
and then
too.
blink it down, and so she gets the urge out. but, but she's also working, working the mascara through her eyelashes.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say just like stick it in between your eyelids and blink on the brush
Yes.
and call
Mm-hmm.
it good. So, like with many things, um, some things actually do matter, like the fact that this reacts to oxygen, but
Yep.
other things are much more stylistic, like whether you want to start inside or in the middle or
Yeah.
blink onto it, like what works best for you, try it out,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep. Get them coated.
Yes,
And
Alan
here's
Jess, it's my kitty cat hat backwards so that we can get the light onto my face, so the brim isn't in the way.
and here is where you find when I make all the weird faces and have to keep reminding myself not to look like a goober. It's really hard.
Yeah, that's
You know, he's doing like this.
you want to make all kinds of weird faces to get your whatever part you're working on into
uh,
position. I
try not
definitely
to
get that.
try not to do weird things with my mouth. Okay. I like this. I like this mascara. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Okay. And I have water and a Q-tip to clean myself up.
Yep. What I'm doing is I just have a makeup wipe handy for odds and ends here and there, and I just kind of rub the Q-tip in the makeup wipe to get a little bit of the
Oh, that's a
little,
good idea.
little bit of the moisture on it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I learned that trick from my youngest when she was showing me how to put eyeliner on without poking yourself in the eye because I kept
As,
blinking and she was like, "Why are you like this?" And so she did the thing and she was like, "This is a lot more precise than just jamming the wipe up in there and screwing up your whole face."
yeah, for sure.
Like hot
I
tips.
I'm I my skin's really weird about um chemicals and stuff. And so I never use makeup removers unless I'm washing it off, I can't like
Mm-hmm.
leave it on my skin or I get little red splotches on myself. But that's a good idea to roll it in the makeup remover. That's a really good idea, especially for like waterproof. Like when you actually need to have a chemical to take it off. You have waterproof mascara or 24-hour eyeliner, whatever that or liquid. A good tip too is if you do get mascara on you or eyeliner or what have you, just wait for it to dry before you try to take it off. Just wait a minute. I know. You want to take it off so bad. Oh, I fucked it up. No, you'll thank me. Just let
Yeah,
it
yeah.
dry
Let it
and
dry.
then
It'll be
take a
fine.
little thing and then just go blink and the whole thing will just pop off. Otherwise, when it's still wet, and then it'll just smear all over your face and make a big mess. So patience,
Mm-hmm.
young grasshopper, patience. Okay, so what do I want to do?
We're coming along here.
We are coming along. I think I'm gonna do eyeshadow now. And
Okay, this is another new one on me. I've given it a little bit of a stab a couple of times,
mhm,
just like a little sliver of color. Again,
mhm,
because I don't want to overdo it. Again,
mhm,
because the way my brow ridge is, there's a very high chance that I just like make my eyes completely shadowed.
mhm.
But I
So
haven't really gotten into
I'm
it.
using Michaela's. Look at this gorgeous palette.
Ooh,
Is that not lovely?
I have a much smaller palette, but there's fun colors in there.
Oh God, I pulled out three that I haven't used yet. I I use like I collect eyeshadow palettes like collector's items. It's completely
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah.
This is a great one that I don't know if you can. There it goes. It's a Morphe,
Hmm.
so you can find it at Ulta or whatever. But it's got like all of the neutrals that you'll ever need.
Ah.
So this is a great inexpensive one to have that will last for a really long time, and it's got warm tones and cool tones, and so just some really good basic kind of everyday sort of shades that are great for all kinds of events.
Yeah, yeah, matching what you're doing. Well, it's partly the event, partly your outfit, what you're wearing. Like you want all
Mhm,
the things to jive. You don't want to
mhm,
clash with yourself or the event. Uh,
mhm.
Jess asks, "Are you wearing a dangly chain earring attached both bottom and top?
I am. I don't know.
Let's make you big."
Yes, I have lots. My mother says I'm perforated. She thinks she's so fucking clever. Um, but yeah, this one goes from the top here to the middle one here, and then these ones are
That's
loose.
fucking
And
cool.
that one there and that one there, and this one right here. It's called a hidden helix. That one's my newest one. I don't know if you can see that, but where the two little chains are right there, the piercing's all up inside my the ridge right here, the helix ridge. And then I've got the conch sitting here, and then two, this one, and then the rook. I love
Very
this one.
cool.
It's so cool. And got my Medusa done like last year, I think, 2 years ago.
Nifty,
So
nifty.
yes,
Yeah, the
all
chain.
my
Yeah, I
holes.
was thinking the same thing. It looks like a Bajoran earring. I don't know if you ever watched Deep Space Nine, the
Mm-mm.
Star Trek series, but the people of Bajor have like this really cool dangly chain earring that connects top and
Mm-hmm.
bottom, and I
I've
don't know.
got oodles of these. I love the connectors. I think they're really pretty, and they kind of sit in your hair. It's
Hmm.
just fun. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got I've got all kinds of these. Switched this up yesterday. There we go. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do? Um. Okay, let me see your palette.
Okay.
Okay. Is that a gold or a green. Let's see, the one right next to the white one.
Kind of. Oh, okay.
The orange and then up. What one's that one?
This one's kind of yellowish. This one is kind of brownish tannish.
Okay. I need something that's in the middle of that one. So the first step that I do
See what else I have here. I've also got an elf one buried underneath here.
Yeah.
Oh, I can get this open. Oh yeah, this is the one I've played with before.
Oh, that's
I
pretty.
think this is kind of gold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh,
Really have a
I'm
crease
messing up
shade.
my
Oh,
focus.
okay, that'll work. That'll work for a crease shade. So the one that's right next to the orange one, towards the purple. So that color there, that's going to be your crease shade.
This brown looking one here.
Yep, that's a
Okay.
perfect tone for that. So your crease, and we both have hooded eyes, so it'll work for both of us. But you're essentially doing, let's see, I'm trying to get where the shadow is. So when you look straight ahead, you have a crease that sits right in here. So you're going to put a not too dark, but a darker shade right in that crease, and then just kind of very lightly just zip it back and forth like that, and it'll define so that your eyes don't look as hooded, and something smallish, to really kind of set it down in there. And to I tend to look straight ahead and kind of down just a little bit to kind of accentuate that crease, and then it really push it into your eyeball. Sounds uncomfy, but it's not too bad. Let's see, what do I want to do?
I see what you mean. Basically, the top of your eyeball where the eyelid folds in when
Correct.
you open your eye.
Yes. And when you load your brush, just that'll keep it from the fallout getting all on your cheeks, which is going to happen. And then you just take your powder brush and just, and it'll come right off.
A little bit of loose dusting doesn't hurt anything.
Yeah, all eyeshadow is going to have fallout.
It looks so vastly different in my mirror than it does on camera.
Yeah, camera makeup and real life makeup are not the same beast.
Mm-hmm. It also may have something to do with the angle of the lights. Like when I'm looking down into my mirror here, I see my browser shadowing over my eyes.
Right.
But when I'm looking up here, the light goes right into my eyes, which is why the light is set up like that. But
right. Indeed. Okay. So then once you've got that kind of defined there, I like to go with the flat eyeshadow brush, little flat dude, and go in with.
It's tiny, but it's a flat dude.
That's an angle brush. That's for eyeliner. So you need something sort of flattish and roundish.
That one's
something to pat color on.
How about one of these?
Perfect. Yes, perfect.
Sweet.
Love it. Okay. I think I want to do. This. So if you get, she's. We're gonna see how this is gonna go. Man, that is light. Sometimes when eyeshadows won't come up, you just need to wet them. Don't be afraid to wet eyeshadows. So you're gonna
A lot of
pack
these
your
are just
color.
powder.
You're gonna pack your color underneath. So you're gonna leave that line that you made right into your crease, and you're gonna go about, I don't know, half a centimeter down, and pack your color there.
So this part is working almost like a highlight kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Not used to doing this with one eye or one, like, because I tend to do like this. End up with wrinkles.
What do you think about putting color under your eyeball?
I am all for it, 100%. We're getting there. We are getting there.
I've heard mixed opinions, which is why I bring it up because some people are like, yeah, more color, more canvas to accentuate whatever features you want to accentuate, but
Mm-hmm.
other people are like, you just went to all the trouble to hide bags under your eyes, and then you're going to draw new ones in. That seems silly.
Well, you really just take the color and just work it in right under your lashes.
I'm probably wicked underdoing again, but it's my first time trying with this, so
We're winging it. It's totally fine.
as long as I don't look awful when I'm done, I'll consider it a success.
I don't know how I'm feeling about this eyeshadow palette. Not 100% happy. That's okay. I'll live. Let's see.
Got a very smoky effect to it.
Yeah, it needs something. I think it needs this. Might be washing this off later. I don't know. Purple is super fun to get rid of too. We'll see.
I don't know. I like purple.
Purple tends to stain your skin, so it can be it can be a little fun to take off sometimes. So once you get that where you want it, which I cannot see what I look like up close, so I'm sure it's interesting. So then you take one of your lighter colors and just kind of a little fluffy brush, or you can use your finger, and just go just underneath your brow.
This is the same principle as the highlighter on the cheekbones.
Now, some will say that this is very, I'm showing my age and being a millennial with this maneuver, but I think it's pretty. So they can suck my dick. I have heard it both ways, that it's a makeup faux pas, and that it's a makeup necessity. So they can smoochies.
Well, as with all things with beauty, the entire point is so that you feel good about how you look.
Right. Precisely. I hate it. I hate this palette.
And I'm over here envious of how well you just did that. I'm like, I'm so basic over here.
I don't know. The color is okay. The formula is okay. I don't know. Just kind of, no, I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, we can't have that. I mean, that's how I feel about my beard shadow. I was wicked sensitive about that. I'm like, I have to leave it out at least for a couple minutes because the concealing step is very important for any, trans people who have beard problems, or cis
Indeed.
people who have too much facial hair, whatever the reason is. Like, that's probably the single most important thing to me. Was one of the reasons I was hung up for so long is because I felt like I couldn't get rid of my beard because I had no way to make it not be there.
Right. Yeah, that's very frustrating.
But yeah, we don't want to.
I felt similarly about my acne scars. It's like, there's nothing I can do to fix this. I felt so just, I felt like I had the plague. Like it was really, really awful on my self-esteem.
Yeah, and nobody should ever have to feel like they're hideous in any way.
Right.
Like, no one can ever look at me. I'm a monster or whatever. And
right.
I mean, that's sort of why makeup has magical powers. For literally for everybody.
Makeup is like my Superman cape. Like I can put it on and do all the things.
Absolutely. And I work with a makeup artist. She does horror makeup. She started doing for like trauma response kind of stuff to make real people into accident victims that EMTs could practice on and whatnot. But she got hired by the haunted Halloween attractions in the area. And yeah, so she comes to the Comic-Con I do in Watertown every summer and teaches people how to do horror makeup, which is, I mean, it's really cool in its own right, but it's also it shows you a lot of the techniques that you can use for, concealing what
Right.
you consider to be a
Scars and
horrible thing. Yeah.
right, yeah, to help you hide scars and stuff like that, because that's really hard to do, to
Hmm.
be honest. Hiding acne and scars and you know, odd like I have odd bone structure in some places. I've got this weird little like, so trying to maneuver your whatever you're wearing to compensate for all of that kind of stuff is takes some practice. Okay.
Absolutely. I'm just touching up my concealer and foundation, or not foundation, concealer and then finishing powder on that one eye that looks extra baggy to me. So
There you
while
go.
you're working on that, I'm just making some adjustments. It's still there, but it's a little bit better. I read. There's a certain point where you just need to get some damn sleep. No amount of makeup is gonna fix that.
Very true. Very true. Okay. So let's try that again. Bad makeup palette. Bad, bad. Okay.
Naughty, naughty.
Naughty makeup palette. Very naughty. The maybe it's just the purples because the greens are gorgeous. I don't know.
Greens are cool.
I mean,
I'm still trying to figure out what it is that's casting a little bit of green into the light
look at
shadows. Like
this.
when I'm tilted down like this, there's a little bit of green around my eyes. I don't know where the hell it's coming from. I've adjusted my camera's color balance. I've adjusted both of the studio lights, and there's nothing green that could be reflecting white light. I don't know what's doing it.
Yeah.
It's a mystery of my studio.
Oh, that's pretty. You see the shine in that one?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shimmeriness.
Yeah. I'll have to play with those another time when I can actually like because with stuff like this, you really need to be like up in your in your own grill. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
trying to do it from
Another useful tip is they make a whole bunch of different mirrors, and a lot of compacts come with mirrors, but it's absolutely worth it to get a magnifying mirror, even if it's a tiny one. This one is actually designed for shower use, but the glass isn't attached anymore. I got it for photography reasons, of course, back in the day, but now it's useful because you can like see up close what the hell you're doing.
I so
Very handy.
I'm gonna talk too much about myself. But I have OCD and dermatillomania, so I'm a skin picker. I had to
Hmm.
throw out all of my magnifying mirrors because I was mutilating myself. So,
Oof.
um, so buy magnifying mirrors, but be careful. If you're susceptible to such things, don't get one of those.
Or if you're, actually a vampire, not just putting on the look, then they won't do anything for you.
Yeah, precisely. Let's see here. Okay.
You're not alone in the skin thing.
No. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
just as having solidarity.
Oh yeah. It's. I mean, I have bloodied my face before. I've got scars all over me. It's although they're getting better now. Now that I got on the Accutane to try to not give myself something to pick. So it's slowly but surely it's working. I still have the urge to do it when I get stressed out, but at least now I don't actually have anything. And then when I do go to like poke at something, there's nothing there. It's all in my head. So now I can look at myself and go like, okay, you're being nuts. Like you gotta back away from the mirror. This isn't feeding any of the happy sort of joyous little neurotransmitters that normally get fired off when you go to town on your face. And so when I could fix the root cause of the problem. Now my brain is sort of catching up with me, which is nice. I like not having to have you know band-aids all over my face and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, unless that's a look you want to go for,
Right.
there's vampire, there's mummy. Um, hey, I could just like stop everything and be a werewolf, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
Robin, I'm not 100% sure what a cami is. I'm still very new at all this, but if you mean my undershirt thing, it's blue.
Yes, a camisole is your little tank top is also called a camisole or a
Mm,
cami.
I know there's so many special names for things. The hat
Yeah,
I
we've.
was wearing on Mark's stream yesterday, uh,
Hmm.
apparently it's a beret, even though it's not what I think of when
It looked like
I
a
think of like
bonnet
the
to me.
French army, you know?
It looked like a bonnet.
Yeah. Oh,
Is it
bonnet.
was it
That's a good word
was it
too. Yeah.
satin?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bonnet. I was actually gonna wear one, and because I my hair was still wet, but um, I had it on and I was too hot with it. It wasn't letting me like evaporate or something. It was just making me pour sweat, so I had to take it off. But yeah, the little satin bonnets that it's for like curly girls to keep their hair from getting frizzy when they sleep.
This particular one is from the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, cute.
It's part of like a full costume. A lot of the both male and female characters wear it, which is probably why. So I used to have a purple one because I love purple. Well, I still have the purple one. It's just very, very, very old. I got it when I was like 15. And
Hmm.
so when I went back to the Renaissance Fair when the kids were old enough to actually enjoy it, I went to the hat shop where a friend of mine who I've known for since I was little tiny.
Hmm.
She's like the master of hats, and I'm like, I need help, and she's like, try this, and that was the hat. I'm like, you are a wizard, you know. It
Love
was
that.
fucking perfect. Yeah,
All right. No payoff at all. Oh my god, I am striking out. Son of a bitch.
they just don't want to play nice.
No, it
It is
really
cool
was.
though when things have built-in mirrors.
Yeah, I am
It's
a
like
little thankful for this.
this set, no mirror. It's a clear see-through top.
Yeah.
Um, this other one from Ulta Beauty and big thanks to Aunt Jer for suggesting that one. Um, it I haven't peeled the thing off the glass. It has a mirror, but there's a protective cover, and I haven't peeled the thing off. But
Oh, I
it's
never peel
helpful
those
when
off.
there's a little mirror, so you can like see what the hell you're doing
Yeah.
when you're doing the thing.
Hey, wait, wait. Shh, shh, hush. Rue,
Proper
hush.
compact should come with mirrors. Anything, if it has a mirror
Rue.
in it, it's
Sorry.
helpful.
Will
Oh,
you hush?
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. My upstairs people have a Great Dane, and
Oh yeah.
whenever if he thinks somebody's at the door or there's a human on the street or he just hasn't barked in too long, he and he because he's so
It's
big,
been too long
it's
since
like
somebody's heard my voice.
yeah, it's like the deepest, most barely roof, and it's so loud. I can't set my noise gate high enough to block it out without also muting myself. Ay ay ay. Jacques, I could, if I had a mirror of the right size and shape, I could glue that on, but meh. I we have other mirrors around. Like my makeup kit has a mirror above where the brushes go, and then I've got this magnifying mirror that because it's not stuck to anything, I can just wiggle it wherever I need to. I've thought about getting one of those stand mirrors with a built-in LED ring that is normal on one side and magnifying on the other side if you flip it over, because half the time I'm doing my makeup here, which means either I'm using my studio lights and facing my camera and I can't quite see what I'm doing, or I've got it set up over here on my little desk and then the lights are coming in sideways and I can't
Mm-hmm.
really see what I'm doing.
Right.
Either way is not good. So having a mirror with a light right on it to get even light on my face could be very helpful.
Okay, I'm a little happier with this. Only slightly.
I'd miss less spots. Like this spot up at the top, it's a little pinker and you can see it's got some reflection going on. I'm not worried about it because when we're done, I'll just turn my hat around and that part will be covered. But, if I could really see what I was doing, I wouldn't miss a spot in the first place.
Yeah, people underestimate how hard this is to do on camera. I've never done camera makeup before, and so yeah, hats
I did
off
it a
to.
little bit on Beck's stream last week. But our friend What the Beck, he
Mhm.
often does a Sunday stream, and the only thing left on my to-do list was to get ready for my Sunday show at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I
Mhm.
hung out on Beck's stream and chatted and whatnot, and just casually did my makeup while the show was going on.
I love that. It's like, pardon
Yeah,
me.
it was fun. Yeah. Hmm.
All right.
Sometimes in Gather, I usually have my camera off in Gather, because I'm often not pretty, but sometimes I'll do my makeup while we're in Gather, hanging out, talking about things that happen on various streams, like Pine Creek, for example. He'll have some outrageous call, and we'll be like, "This motherfucker," you know. I don't watch him myself, but he still keeps causing trouble. But the specific person is irrelevant. It'll just be like something that we have to talk about that's
Mhm.
on, because that's the cool thing about Gathers. Everybody can share their screen and you can choose what it is you're watching, and
Okay.
yeah.
I'm still.
And while we're on the subject, if anybody wants to join the Gather, the link for that is in the description. It's a fun place. You should come hang out sometime.
There you.
Yeah.
Okay, I am way happier with this. This turned out much better.
Hooray.
Yeah, I am way happier with this.
I think I got to get more daring with my, like, I said I was going for subtlety in the first place because I really don't want to overdo it because I know the shadows are a bit of a problem, but maybe it's so subtle that, I mean, I can tell it's there, but if I didn't watch myself do it, I'm not sure I'd know, you know?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, on camera, I can't tell you have. Well, okay, I can see your crease color, but I can't see the color. Yeah, layer it on there, bud. You can do it.
Get a little more frisky.
Yeah. And if like earlier I wasn't getting the payoff that I wanted, just wet your brush. Don't be afraid to wet it. It'll
Hmm.
increase the intensity of the color, and it also makes it a little bit less messy too because you don't get as much fallout.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a try.
Okay.
Well, damn it, Ember. I just poured water onto my brush, and the water just bloop right off the brush.
Oh no.
All right, I'll mess with that another time. I'll just get a little bit more into it this time while we're at it. Just Gather is sort of like a Zoom call meets a video game. You have like an 8-bit character, and there's a world, Like there's rooms upon rooms upon rooms. There's game rooms. There's a bar. There's a kitchen. There's a dance studio kind of thing where Nitty DJ sometimes. Um, and there's other people there. Like it's almost like StreamYard or something, insofar as everybody's heads show up in the location you're in. Like if Jay and Lena are hanging out in the kitchen, you can go into the kitchen and talk to Jay and Lena, or you can go into the game room and play Tetris or something. Um, or you could go into a completely different room and go talk to Stephanie, for example. There's so much there. I don't even know about all of it. It's really freaking cool. But I'm both Jay and I are actively trying to get more people in there because we want to have more friends to hang out with, and because we think it'd be a very useful thing for people, because so often we only really see our other community members when someone is live. We're like we hop from live to live to live, but sometimes nobody's on. And what do we do then? Well, that's sort of what Gather is for, is so that we all have a place that's always available that we can go to and hang out with community members
It's very cool.
without,
I
yeah,
had no idea that existed.
yeah. That's one of the reasons that Jay and I are both on such a push to talk about it, because a lot of people have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, well, people gotta know. I'm
Mhm.
actually once again, tonight I'm going to be attempting to broadcast from Gather, to give people more of a better idea of what's going on, show people around. I did it a little bit on last week's show, but I didn't have the audio set up. I still don't have the audio set up so that when I'm broadcasting, people on YouTube can hear what the people in Gather are saying. But I'll still
Mhm.
do a little walk around and show stuff so people get an idea. This would be really cool to have more friends, and also have that um no, if people know there's a space they can go, even if nobody's there, you can just hang out, play games, and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very nice to know that exists for
Absolutely.
little people like me.
Our good friend Mark Reed sends $20 dues and says, "Loved your makeup tutorial. You're amazing people. I'm sorry, I'm so tired and I gotta go to
Oh,
bed."
he's been up
Yeah,
so long.
he has. He
Mhm.
told me at the end of the debate review last night he was going to try to stay up just so he could see
I
this. And you
know.
know, yeah,
He's so
we
sweet about
appreciate
it.
the hell out of you, Mark. Sweet dreams.
Thank you, Mark. All right. Final step.
Yeah, Jay's actually here, talking about Gather in the chat. Yeah, you get to customize your avatar. When I decided to much more aggressively pursue, like, actually transition instead of just vibing
Mhm.
as a non-binary person, I updated my avatar, and it's just a video game character, but it was still fulfilling.
Yeah.
And often I'm in there, like, if I'm editing a video, I'll also be in Gather, because why the hell not? I'm just editing. It's just computer work.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think I may have overdone
Went a little high. A little high with it. But eyeshadow is one of those things that eyeshadow, in my opinion, is the most artistic part of makeup. Um, Figuring out how to do like this dark to light, the ombre sort of thing. I like to do sort of a highlight shade that's right in the center because I have great big eyes and it makes my eyes look even bigger. um, but everybody's face is different, so everybody's gonna, you know, eyeshadow is gonna look a little different on everybody. It's better.
it. Yeah, a few more tweaks perhaps, because I have this nice flesh colored highlight thing, so
Hmm.
I can use it to, like, fake blend while highlighting at the same time.
Yes.
At least that's my hope.
Yeah. Yeah, your eyeshadow color shouldn't go past that crease line that you made. Everything above that should be like a highlight shade or something light or, neutral. Um, but yeah, the color shouldn't go past the crease. Otherwise, you get that, you're more drag queeny and less, day
Yep. Now,
makeup
now
ish.
I'm a streetwalker.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just,
No, absolutely not. Um, but for nighttime and daytime is, a non-event versus an event. I'll put it that way.
Okay,
Hope
but
everybody's having
it's
fun.
good I made this particular screw up because, now we know why the crease line is important.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess I didn't explain that very well. I'm sorry. I
No,
just
no,
started.
it's all good.
The
All good.
color's showing up better, but you saw me take off what I did and start over. You know,
Oh
mistakes
yeah, yeah,
happen.
and that's a thing. It's perfectly valid to do too.
Yeah, I was not happy with that purple. It's a gorgeous color. It just looked like I had two black eyes. And then with all the dust and stuff flying around, this stuff is amazing. These are eye drops, but it makes the whites of your eyes very white. Whenever I use like powder and then mascara and all that kind of stuff, it can make my eyes get kind of red, and so you look like you've been like, you know, um, and this stuff will take the red out of your eyes like that, and it doesn't burn.
That's really handy too. I'm like constantly, especially with eyeliner, I'm constantly poking myself in the eye.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, just and with mascara and stuff, and it makes your eyes a little bit runny and all that kind of stuff. And just doing this at the very end, it's like it's so refreshing. It's like, it just it feels really good.
Hmm.
It's a little pricey, but one of these bottles lasts for a long time. You just need one drop in each eye, and it's just they're just eye drops. They're just regular eye drops. They just have an agent in there that really shrinks up those capillaries and makes the whites of your eyes very white.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on lipstick versus lip balm or things like
So
that?
lip balm is for sort of angry, cracky lips, every day. I usually throw it on when after I'm done with everything, if I'm just going to work or something like that, just because it'll help bring out the natural color of your lips while just being clear. Then you've got lip glosses, which is kind of the next step up, which is just kind of a stickier version, a liquidy, sticky version that tends to not have any like medicaments in it, like a chapstick would. But it makes your lips kind of shiny. You can have a little tint to it. I personally find the texture of lip glosses to be obscene, and so I avoid them like the plague. I like crayons or liquid lips. They're easier to put on. Um, the little crayon, it's just got a little point to it. It twists to go up and down. Um, but this is a matte. Gosh, this is. I'm not even going to tell you how old this is. Um, but it's a matte lip crayon. I know Revlon makes some nice ones, but it feels like a lip balm, but it's lighter than a lipstick with more color.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, what the hell do I have? This Okay, this is technically a lipstick.
Mhm.
Um, I've been looking for balm too. I don't think I've ever tried. Yeah, I haven't deplasticked this one. I do have a green edition. What the hell? Okay, it actually is
This
pink. I don't know why it's called green,
oh cute.
but whatever.
Lip
Yeah.
stains are also great. Like I wear a mask all day, so I can't wear lipstick or I just smear it all over myself. But lip stains are amazing. They're usually pretty liquidy, and you just put it on and then just wait for a few minutes and let it dry. And then you have a really nice color that lasts for hours without it. You can put a balm right on top of it. So it stains your lips, but there's no residue. So it doesn't smear or anything. Those are really nice. I like stuff with longevity. So um, I like liquid lips that have staying power. Again, I'll get canceled, but Jeffree Star makes amazing liquid lips. They are so good. They're so freaking good. They last 12 hours. You can eat, you can do all the things, and that sucker will stay on there. It's pretty freaking amazing. The man's an idiot, but he knows how to make makeup.
I mean, we all have our skills, and you gotta play to your strengths. I don't know
Yeah.
much about Jeffree Star. I've heard people say that he's not a great person,
Oh
but
no, he's a
I
he's
don't
a
know. I just don't know enough about him.
yeah, he's a tool, but he's I mean, he was really big on YouTube. What was that? That was like in 2019, 2020. Um, and then a bunch of shit came out about him being, racist and treating his boyfriends like shit. And, just plus he was doing stuff with, oh, what's that idiot? Forgot that other YouTuber
There
that
there's
was.
so many idiots.
There's so many. But he got canceled too. He was really popular, and they did a film together, and then they ended up doing a collaboration where they made a makeup a shadow palette together, and um, but they both ended up being awful. So, um, but I was
Oof.
obsessed with Jeffree Star for a hot minute. It's like a train wreck. You just can't look away. It's so entertaining. It was my guilty pleasure, and then more and more stuff kept coming out about how awful he was. I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to give you up, but I'm still gonna buy your eyeshadow palettes and your lipstick because it's so good. It's just and highlighter. Those are the three. I don't even know if he's got new stuff out. I haven't looked in ages, but his Jawbreaker and cremated um, uh, eyeshadow palettes are unbelievable. They're so good. The texture is great. The payoff that you get from the color is amazing. They feel good. They're silky. Um, they don't have a ton of fallout. They're when you go to put on color, like it's on there. Um, really good formulas, but he's an idiot. So
It happens.
it's my rant about
Probing
Jeffree
times
Star.
666 said, please don't make us vote on who looks prettiest. So of course I had to put a poll in the chat. Um, and
Don't you dare.
and the options are you, of course, and Ozian and Justin and Tapioca Weasel.
Naturally. All hail the weasel.
Mhm. Oh shoot, my phone is over there, so I can't hit my button. But praise the weasel, weasel cult.
Praise the weasel.
Yeah, and you can
Blessed be
catch
the
the
weasel.
weasel with Jay Bundy and of course the goddess Maya tonight on
Mhm,
Bad Science Sunday, immediately after my Sunday show.
mhm. And
Yeah,
we've got if you're interested in train wrecks, we've got a debate. So we'll have a pre and post show. So um, if you don't want to watch the debate and watch Ember, which I highly recommend, then you can pop over to our channel and watch the post debate, which is always more fun anyway. So
yeah, there's options.
there are
And
options.
if you want to watch both, as always, streams become video on demands once they wrap. So, you can always
Absolutely.
watch other stuff later. It's fine. Yes, I'm a big meanie. I tell you people, y'all say Ember, you're so nice. No, I am mean and ruthless and just outright. I don't know. I'm just here. Aunt Jur says, try hemorrhoid cream for eye bags. Look for a gel version. Aunt Jur has many fantastic tips. So
That
my
yes,
pen is also far away. So someone remind me later to write that down.
yeah, that actually is pretty good advice. The hemorrhoid cream really does work. Have to be careful. Do a patch test beforehand, just to make sure. Because do it like underneath your arm here when you do patch tests. I don't think that the wrist thing actually works. This is itty bitty baby skin under here, and if that gets irritated, then under your eyes is going to get irritated. But yeah, do patch tests before you put anything on your face. Safety
Yeah,
first.
yeah, that's definitely. I mean, you should do that with basically everything. I mean, most stuff like eyeshadows, it's not that big a deal because you can just wipe it off.
It's all
But
talc, it's yeah.
yeah, yeah. Left-handed Jedi wants to know who is debating today.
Oh, Ozian is debating. He's debating Nasir, I believe, on whether the Quran is scientific. So it'll be
Well,
interesting.
this should be an easy W for him.
I would think so. But Nasir is insufferable. So he's had the same arguments for years and hasn't come up with anything new in a very long time.
Tell me
But
he's an apologist without saying he's an apologist.
oh, for sure, yeah. But Oz has been putting in the work. He has been preparing for this for a minute, so he's at least going to have a great performance. I have no doubt.
That could be cool. It'd be nice to. I mean, we all know a lot of the counter arguments, like sperm does not actually come from the
From
backbone.
your
The
backbone.
mountains are not on pegs,
Right.
etc. But
Yeah.
yeah, some new stuff would be neat.
Yep. For sure.
Nature says Ember may have an advantage in some respects because of photography and lighting experience. Possibly. I've noticed that the more artistic stuff you do, the more you have a slight edge in other artistic stuff because they all kind of feed into each other. A similar thing with voice training, as you guys know, I'm had sudden voice dysphoria just appear out of nowhere when I shaved my beard. My voice just doesn't fit me anymore. So I've been voice training, and I've noticed that because I've been singing my entire life, it's a hell of a lot easier. I still can't get the voice to be stable. Like I can start with it and then I'll go up half an octave and down half an octave. So it needs more work. But getting there, it was a lot faster than I expected. It's just getting the muscle memory down so it's stable, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we're beautiful now.
Hooray!
Success!
All right. So let's end the poll, and it looks like you won. You are the prettiest, and remarkably close second is Tapioca Weasel though, with 33%.
What?
Yeah.
I only
in
barely beat
fairness,
the weasel.
Oh no, you got more than 50%. You obliterated the competition. But in fairness, Vandy is a very beautiful weasel.
He's a gorgeous weasel. Lovely.
Absolutely.
Love to wear him as a stole.
Yeah.
Take him with me on the night on the gym. Around my neck.
Absolutely. Alrighty. So I think we're pretty well touched up. In fact, I'll even turn my hat around to look like it's supposed to.
Oh, there you go.
Even though I'm wearing earbuds today instead of normal headset, but it's all good.
Yep. Well, this was fun.
Yeah.
I had oodles of fun. This was great.
Yeah, thank you for coming. We covered a whole bunch of stuff. I think it lays a good foundation for anybody who watches this later. And also, I learned quite a lot, so I appreciate that very, very much.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it could be useful.
I usually say that too. Left-handed Jedi sends $20. Thank you so much, Jedi, and says for a new lighted mirror. Wait, I can get a mirror. Another, well, a lighted mirror. I have this mirror. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, lighted mirror. Hooray! Goodies,
Yeah,
goodies, goodies.
I don't know how many. This might be a one time gig for me, or you know, or not. I have no idea. So I
Yeah,
won't
maybe
invest.
you could
But yeah, I'll
you
come
could do
back.
a whole series of tutorials. Yeah, actually, it was suggested. Um, I forget who brought it up first, but I think it was on Purple's channel, the Mid America Chats every Wednesday. I
Mhm.
think the idea of doing like a panel with a bunch of people because everybody seems to know one or two things about makeup that nobody else seems to know,
Ooh,
and that way we could all share information.
yeah,
And
that'd be
also, it could
great.
be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be oodles of
So
fun.
it's
And I
yeah.
probably because I sort of redid and then did my eyeshadow and probably going through the steps of what all I did because I didn't I just kind of fed up with it and just did my normal thing. But to show actually how you make that happen, probably should break that down at some point.
Huh. Apparently, there's a there's a like button on Super Chats now.
There is, yes, yeah.
That's
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 a new
trippy.
development.
They're always adding new stuff.
That came out with the patch a couple days ago. Patch, listen to me.
Okay, that explains. I knew they modified um every time they modify stuff. It either I have this ability to highlight chats in my OBS if I can find my OBS. It's around here somewhere, and whatever. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And whenever they patch chat, it switches for some
Ah,
reason. So I
so
knew
you know
they'd done
something's
another
up
patch.
because yeah.
Yeah. Like, hmm. Yeah, good times. Alrighty. Well, we're at about 2 hours, which seems like a pretty good place to leave
Yeah.
things. Oh,
Yep.
but first, Rochelle has to jump in. $5.
Oh,
Thank you so much. Good mirrors are expensive. Here's a couple more bucks. Well, thank you.
oh,
I
you
will
guys
get
are
the
sweet.
best mirror I can, and I appreciate it very, very much. And I think
Thank you
I
for
think
having
I
me
th-
on.
I think we're good. Yeah, yeah. Be sure
This
to
was
catch her
oodles
over
fun.
on Matters Now for the pre-show for the debate.
Yep.
Um, if you stay for the debate, that's fine. Otherwise, drop back here later. The this week's live show, instead of doing the news, we're doing live counter apologetics because Eric Hovind is back with some very bad ideas that need to be
Oh,
dispelled,
damn.
and then Bad Science Sunday to follow. It should be a
I'm
really good
gonna
time.
yeah, I'm gonna have to catch that. I'll probably do my dual monitor thing and have one on one side, one on the other side and try to pay attention.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
That sounds like way more fun than the debate. To be
Yeah,
quite
I
honest.
think it'll be fun anyway. And also, I haven't been doing as much counter apologetics lately as I'd like because work and also, trans stuff. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I need to get back to my roots, at least to some extent. I enjoy the hell out of all of this more that's going on, the community stuff and everything. But
Mhm.
like making fun of Eric Hovind is kind of what I started doing this for.
Yes, that's what life is about.
Absolutely.
it's
All right.
it's quite fulfilling for sure.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. As always, appreciate the hell out of you guys joining us and being here live. Future people, if you would like to join us for a live, make sure to ring the bell in addition to hitting the subscribe button so that you get notifications. Um, Please consider sharing the stream if you know anybody who might find the information we've covered today useful. The share button is the single most powerful thing to help the channel, and people always forget about it. So I greatly appreciate it. And a big thank you to Patreon patrons and YouTube channel members. I finally had time to make an updated set of credits. So I will leave you with those. I hope you enjoy. And as always, remember, you don't have to put on a false face because you are better than religion.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know